What's up, everybody? Welcome. The Wrestling Word is back on the air. And Kurt Hennig and the West Texas Rednecks, they say rap is crap. I'll leave that up to you to decide. I'm rocking the American Dragon shirt today, but this is going to be all about WWE. I'm just going to tell you, it's been two long months since I've been with you guys. Literally, the last show was back in April. So, yeah, it's been a while. I've got a lot to show you, a lot to go over, and we're going to talk about that here. Just get ready for a lot, and I mean a lot of talking. I've got 48 minutes. I got a time crunch to do this thing because after that, I'm going to run out of storage. So I'm going to have to kind of move quickly through this as quick as I can. I do want to at least show off a few things, and we got a box to open. So I've got a lot to get into. Let's go ahead and just kick right into it. Again, this is going to be a lot of backtracking here because we're going to go back to even before WrestleMania. So if you want to skip ahead, and I do have a Wrestle Crate UK box for sure that I'm going to be opening today. That is a for sure thing that's going to happen today. I'll be showing that, and probably some other things here. We'll see what kind of time we have. Like I said, it's a little limited today, so let's just jump right into it. All right, all the way back. Woo! This is going to be a lot. This is going to be a whole lot, okay? Just bear with me. I don't even remember some of this stuff I typed out. I'm sorry it's been so long. Life's got in the way. I got behind on wrestling. Truth be told, I just caught up. I am now at the SmackDown before Night of Champions. So we're backtracking for the past few months. So let's get into it and talk about it. Again, this was a SmackDown that I started with last time. John Cena sucks his mom's toe was one of the weirder signs I've seen in a while. From way back, this obviously was sometime in April, probably after I think the last Wrestling Word we had was April 14th. So probably back before then. I smiled when I saw Carmelo and Hacksaw in a commercial together. Definitely unexpected. Odd ending for Chelsea Zelina. Was it planned for the DQ? Again, if you know what I'm talking about, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just reading. Naomi playing a wild heel feels overdue. She could be good. We'll see if I change that. Jade says the glow is fading. Melo don't miss. At least it's a great team, if nothing else, against the Profits. At this point, there has to be a real reason why Roxanne is being held back. Of course, that has definitely changed since April. Raw, moving on. Great to see more and more growth with Gunther's promos. Definitely captivating stuff before Mania. Impressive stuff from Julius Creed with the interception and the ropes and strength display in the great match with Mysterio. Pleasantly surprised with Karrion Kross's character work and match with AJ and the Battle of the Soccer Mom here. Happy for him and for his killer work in Bloodsport and outside of WWE too. Kudos to him. All right, let's keep it trucking. Natural matchup with Logan Styles and could be the start. Pulverizer finisher impressive. Hate to admit Logan just keeps improving. Michael Cole Yeating is so awkward and so good. I'll never financially recover from this sign was great. I will leave my husband's sign, however, was cringe as they come, and I don't know why people continue to make signs like those. McAfee was right on the money with poor husband line, gotta say. SmackDown Mello was definitely a good pick for the Andre winner. I hope he was able to pick up some steam over the next year. So, obviously, we're at the point where it's the SmackDown before Mania. So that kind of shows the timeline we're at. Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and even Phoenix seem like good picks, but Phoenix would have seemed too obvious and forced right now. So definitely a better choice. Shinsuke Nakamura. Still there. Rumors of Andrade gone. Of course, that turned out to not be true. Would a women's gauntlet match for a secondary title be a good way to feature the remaining ladies during Mania? Well, don't know if they went with that. Orton telling the guy screaming in his ear he had a horrible voice popped me. Zelina always has the fire outfits, literally. Cody potentially winning the War of Words with Cena with blistering promo referencing even Cena's naked Oscar moment. Conspiracy there. And his pale skin, which was a low blow with the skin cancer history, I gotta say. Now, moving to the Hall of Fame. McAfee with the Black Box pay-per-views for free. Great comment. For free comment was gold. I remember them days. Great to see Lex getting his due. And as great of a talker as DDP is, Sting was missed, of course. Why did Sting not say Luger was his greatest partner anyway? That was peculiar to me. Miss Elizabeth, her time will come, hopefully, despite the sad ending. McAfee ragging on Cole's Triple H impression with some funny stuff. Maybe funnier or ironic anyway, of showing Natalya when Taker mentioned famous last names during the McCool intro. It's all coming back to me now. Awesome to see the Natural Disasters go in. Enjoyed the story about Quake. Entertaining John Tenta. The rides... Sorry, I slipped up here. The rides at Disneyland and Typhoon calling him a big cutie. Just some highlights from that. Not enough to keep Booker awake in the viral shot that was pretty freaking hilarious anyway. Logan with a smirk to Punk's best in the world comment. Montez breaking it down to the Austin theme. Double-headed statue of Brett and Austin. Great to listen to Stone Cold's one-liners. Brett saying, heck yeah, just gave me a chuckle. Triple H talked for a heck of a long time, but was honestly a very enjoyable listen from him from start to finish. WrestleMania. Here we are, WrestleMania. Remember that? It's been a while, huh? Mania doesn't feel strong this year with a lineup of must-see matches or without some kind of guaranteed excitement like a Ladder or Legends match thrown in. However, the matches may end up surprising and delivering on quality alone, which definitely wouldn't be a bad thing. I'll leave that up to you all to decide. I will give you my opinion, though. Cool setup at the front with the fans almost built into the stage. Jay coming down from the stands in such a huge arena was cool to see. Sad he's opening the show when he won the Rumble, and he's literally called main event, but it is what it is. Hasn't been the strongest story or matchup. The Saudis watching Mania, like how soon can we get one of those over here? At potentially $50K a pop. How rich, fortunate, or both does Green Shirt Guy have to be? Come on now. Pleasantly surprised with the USO win and WWE going all in on him, but neat to see his first reign. Was it the right call? Hard to say yet, but Gunther, the world title reign definitely has been the least impressive booking-wise out of all of his reigns. More on that later. Why is George Kittle such a likable dude? And why is it? Probably because he's a huge wrestling fan. Kofi's lack of mustache helps make him a heel better. Patch card inserts one-of-ones look really cool, gotta say. Pretty awesome to see a nod to Giant Gonzalez from WrestleMania 9, which was the first Mania I watched. I actually owned it on VHS. True story. I didn't realize until pointed out by Wade Barrett that Ivar's moonsaults, didn't realize that it was a nod to him from Wade Barrett. Anyway, Ivar's moonsaults are insane. Makes me think every time he's broke his neck. The New Day title switch made sense. Cargill's weather report on the corny side, but I didn't absolutely hate it. Not too fond of the trend of in every woman match someone's mouthing their name or their title when the announcer says it. That's on the way to the ring. That's a trend. I hope it stops, as it comes across like they don't know what else to do, but maybe I'm being Tom Petty. Maybe I am. WWE hasn't protected Jade the way AEW did, with giving her competitive matches and making her look not so dominating, but she's got to learn one way or another. Got to feel bad for Solo not getting a WrestleMania match. I did feel bad for Knight losing the title so soon, but honestly, he's been above the U.S. title for a while. WWE has got to stop holding him back, as they've done the whole time, it seems, even with the joke name, which he made work, and the Max Dupree gimmick, of course. At least he looked cool coming out. We'll give him that. Awesome to see Fatu with the title win, nonetheless, and definitely deserved it. Cool to see Ming, or Haku, whichever you prefer, out at the end, too. Poor Rey Mysterio getting hurt the night before Mania. Was hoping WWE hadn't cowered down with the Gulf of America bit, because it is good comedy. So I'm happy with the mix-up from Alicia Taylor, if that's what it was. The Vikingo making his debut at WrestleMania as well, and the pre-match was wild to see, with a slap to Rey Fenix getting his WrestleMania moment after all, with a high-risk, fast-paced one with El Grande Americano, and it makes you wonder if it was always planned. I'm not sure what I was talking about there. Leave it up to you. Wild backwards 450 spot, Sweetie, I'm Here, You Not sign. Tiffany is in the Barbie's boxes, and Charlotte in the Rolls Royce with the insane robe was icing on the cake of the anticipation. I'm surprised this match didn't get more publicity. Honestly, more kudos. It was a physical match, insanely physical. Tiffany and Charlotte exceeded my expectations, even though they were high and seemed real as could be, with a Tiffy tooth loss possible. They fixed that up quick. Seth in the garbage bag flame retardant outfit with the flamethrower. CM Punk with old school rushed living color. Roman with the white J's. Everything you'd expect with a triple threat Mania main event match. Had a passing thought of Heyman aligning with Rollins at one point, but didn't think too much into it. Ended up playing out better than I imagined. What does this mean for Seth if his career is possibly winding down by the end of the year, based on rumors, and Reigns only has a few years left as well? We'll see. Can't help but feeling like after the year he had, McIntyre deserved this spot, and maybe something else should have been for Roman, maybe even the program with Priest. Jay is fun to listen to, but at the same time, says a whole lot of nothing. Night 2. There we go. We're moving right along. Even though WWE isn't religious, it's weird to have Mania on the same day as Easter. As a Christian myself, and I think the attendance potentially suffered because of that as well. Maybe. Bianca entrance was neat with the girls jump roping. I just yeeted sign that popped me. I'm easy to pop. Great triple threat, and EO with the victory was good surprise stuff. Kerry King, or whatever the name from Slayer, and his Baphomet upside down cross shirt completely ruined Damien's entrance for me, even if the guitar shredding was good. Sorry if I'm speaking fast, I'm just trucking along here. Just complete disrespect to all Christians on the holiest of days, and very disheartening to see the association with Priest. I'm sure I get a lot of disagreement on that, just giving my feedback. Absolute brutal match through, though, with the table falls, the ending with the chair, and Claymore and the selfie spots. I liked it. I'm surprised it didn't get more kudos. So out of touch, I don't know any celebrity they show other than maybe hearing their name, except Rick Rubin, Jelly, Flava Flav, and of course my boy Kittle. Everyone in the Fatal 4-Way had some cool first-time Mania outfits. Carlito takes a heck of a spear, especially off a table, and Cole thinks he's dead. Dom wins by pinning Balor. Dom definitely earned it. I didn't hate Joe Hendry being the mystery opponent, but it did make him look great as the heavyweight champion of TNA, and in kind of sort of a competitive match. However, whoever he did get his moment, TNA mentioned on Mania, so what are you going to do? RKO spot after the match was good. May have rather had a competitive match with Aldis, an NXT call-up, or potentially even a solo, even though it may have been boring choice, just so it would have just kept TNA's champion and the company as a whole looking strong. I don't know. Prime makes me gag. That's a good sign. I like Prime. I'm all right with it. Why'd they go and change Logan's theme? Speaking of, not many themes as good as AJ Styles. Logan mocking the Hulkster was good stuff. Logan Paul is freaky athletic, even if not likable. Like the Styles Clash reversal. Great to see Karrion Kross involved in Mania. I dig the new finisher, again, from Logan Paul. Called Becky coming back, but hated to see it come at the expense of Bayley missing Mania, even if I'm not a fan. What if Bayley was left on the show and just taken out during the match with Becky? I mean, that would have, Becky coming out to help finish the match and then win the titles with Lyra. Wouldn't that have been much better and even help set up the Lynch heel turn? I mean, whatever. 2020. Is Lyra at a point to have 2 belts? Girl, well, that changed too, didn't it? Girl during Stone Cold's segment at the barricade just pissed me off, I just gotta say. Counting the crowd, and, her acting all hurt, and, oh, come on. Anyway, counting the crowd, what was good stuff? I don't know what I meant there, but anyway, John Cena all black and white. Should have been this way the whole time. How ironic with the dirt bikes after the 4-wheeler spot. Cool skull mask from Cody, though. Ugg sorts sign. Don't know. Saw it mentioned already, but seriously, why do all the female announcers try to sound as manly as possible? I never liked this about Samantha Irvin because of how distracting and ridiculous, and now Alicia Taylor is doing it too. Why wasn't there a DQ when the ref was pulled out of the ring? And why would Cena want to risk a DQ with having Scott hit Cody? Absolutely horrible ending to Mania. Who in the right mind would be afraid of a stick figure walking to the ring? We wanted The Rock and got Travis Scott. Awful way for Cena to get 17, and just proves money makes the world go round, and it's truly evil when it comes to this stuff. At this point, just let Flair have one more title reign to tie. What really happened with The Rock? Who knows? That's up in the air. Clickbait questions from Cena. Little kids asking questions in the press conference. And Triple H assuring everyone Bayley will be okay. Now let's move on to the Raw after. Dwayne turn up to work. Push Karrion. My way is greater than Fiend. I agree. Hogan fears unions. Cena's an anus. All kinds of good signs. I'm documenting all of them here, folks. I like the not wrestling part, but wish Hollywood could have been blended. Throwback to Ruthless Aggression era. RKO spot with perfection. My notes are all blurry here. Mike Nash, or whatever the name, saying the following 3 times. I guess he had to say, I don't know. Liv Raquel win. Becky turns. Saw it coming as soon as the switch happened. Rusev is back in another great spot. Came out looking almost identical to Trent Barretto. more of a memorable spot than anything he did the entire time in AEW. Maybe it should have been him in a competitive match against RKO at Mania. They could have used Aiden English as well and put the whole Rusev Day on a huge platform to make it bigger than ever before. Either way, happy he's back where he fits best. Stephanie Vaquer, I always want to say Vaquer debuts on Raw against Io. Reminds me a lot of the look of Melina way back when. Roxanne and Julia debuted afterwards. J video was good stuff, and the song was perfect. Felt like something was going down with the Usos and Sami Zayn, but never did. A heel turn would have been overkill on this show anyway, but what's it building here? I'm still up in the air there. Gunther, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee spot was good stuff and hasn't been done in a while. Great to see JD McDonough back. Possible that Ray could end up turning to save his son and cap the whole thing off with reconciliation after Judgment Day. Foley turn on him. That's possible. Braun Breaker finally joining Heyman like we all knew he eventually would, and taking a spot as the claimed future to align with Rollins. Turned a pretty good Raw after Mania to an even better, maybe even great show. Is this why Braun has been kept on the back burner in a way the past few months as the IC champ? SmackDown after Mania was thinking, watching the WrestleMania recap, how dumb of a decision it was to use Travis Scott in the finish of a record-breaking 17th title win. Again, reiterating that. Finally, a relevant sign to release the rest of the Vault episodes. Come on, that's true. Has Cena shrunk? He looked tiny compared to Orton. Great back and forth between them, and Orton hitting hard with the kids. Cena hitting hard with the kids. Great time to debut new talents after Mania, maybe even better than the draft to keep the surprise factor going. So looking forward to seeing Braxium again. Frazier's Phoenix Splash is a thing of beauty. Naomi throwing some of the weakest punches ever on Jade. Get ready for more Naomi hating here. McIntyre and Fatu sounds intriguing. Good back and forth with Drew at LA. Cool to see Aleister Black back with the original entrance music and all the bells and whistles. Of course, I could do without the satanic stuff. Jacob Fatu with an insane dive. Whoever booked the TLC match deserves the kudos. Right along with the wrestlers. No wonder people said it was one of the best of all time. Raw, forget the $10,000 jacket. Says glasses with the eyes were freaky cool. I promise I'm rushing as fast as I can with this, y'all. No cheers for Punk. Are the Attitude Rumors true? And now we get Logan Paul going after a world title like it was called. Guess he brings the ratings. Prayers for the little yeet for Cancer Boy in the front row. More random Netflix celebs that no one knows. Rusev incorporating his previous Redeemer gimmick from AEW. Hopefully it gets better, goes better here than it did there. How do people honestly say they don't like Pat McAfee? I just don't get it. However, his promo came across badly. Sounded way too braggadocious to me, not to mention it went on way too long. Just had me thinking about how Lawler standing up for JR back in the day and how it could all be said within a couple minutes and not drug out with the match. Then the match would happen. So maybe that's the reason why they don't like him. Unreal how Michael Cole has truly earned the respect and admiration of the fans over the years. Going back to the days of replacing JR where everyone, myself included, did not like the guy. That's the truth. Speaking of talking too much, the episode had a lot of it. The Seth Sammy story had no business going on so long between all the segments. I hope it leads to Sammy eventually getting a title like he deserved during the Roman term, but is it too late now? That's a possibility. SmackDown, Knight's elbows with the crowds. Yeah, this gave me a chuckle out of nowhere. Really don't see any possible way of me being into Pretty Deadly. Guess it's just something I really don't get. Same with Naomi, just cringe. And the caution tape doesn't help, but I do appreciate her trying to be a heel. Cardi B must be hard up for money since she's not been on TV in years, it seems like, to host SummerSlam. Melo's Andre chain still cracks me up. Aleister with a rough shoulder hit just had me thinking how tough wrestlers must have it. Being called fake, just the tolls it takes on their bodies. Poor Zelina with new music and no pop at all, just almost like she's set up to fail. And hate to see it, as she's one of Joy's faves. Joy, my fiance. So, hate to see that. At least she pulls off better Sasha Banks than Mercedes Moné with the dance and maybe wrestling at this point too. Why does the Morgan & Morgan guy have no eyeballs? Just curious. Naomi's music literally doesn't fit her at all, heel or not. Great future matchup with Jade and Tiffany. Paul Heyman with great promo skills on Raw as usual and playing the Braun Breaker alliance up well with matching tans. Penna's viral smooth operator videos are great stuff if you've not seen them. Where's Sheamus been and why is he randomly back now? Does Triple H really not like Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, or what? I'm just not sure about Seth being with Heyman, but I see where they definitely needed another top heel. Maybe the plan is to turn on Seth with Braun and make him that much bigger. If the rumors are true, again, and Seth does end up hanging it up at the end of his contract. SmackDown, too funny watching the others Like Knight and McIntyre mocking Jacob Fatu's antics, poor Zelina out again with no reaction. The only reason I can assume is because of her booking, because the talent moves are there. Alexa Bliss brought back for the hometown pop, and I don't know how I feel about her. As I wish there was something bigger for her planned. Not even saying it's got to be with the Wyatt Six thing. And honestly, she's been not really been the same for me since before the Bray Wyatt stuff, but I'm still a huge fan. I hope something good comes for her. Safe to say the crowd may be over Charlotte Flair, and to be honest, I think WWE has a huge part in it. How they shove her down everyone's throat, constantly say she's the GOAT. It just gets old to hear and doesn't need mentioning again and again if it's true, in my opinion. And it's just not. I mean, is she good? Sure. Is she the GOAT or even the best nowadays? I don't see it. However, Jade and Charlotte is a match that, like Tiffy Charlotte or Tiffy and Jade, would be would be fresh, not freaky, and fun to see. 2 other F words there. Speaking of Charlotte, was the Nepo baby signed for her or Nia Jax? Surely, because it applies to both. Jade showing all of her strength off in the Nia match. Awesome match, a nice surprise with Fraxium over the Profits. Charlotte-Alexa partnership being teased. JC definitely better name than Jeff Cobb. Commentators just burying Solo, it seems, comparing him with Fatu. Standing moonsault was definitely cool to see from Mateo. Dude dressed like Fatu has cracked me up all night long. Who in the world can take poor Shinsuke seriously anymore? Seriously, what have they done to him? Hard to believe no one has ever kicked out of the PME until tonight. Hard-hitting match, especially Bonsai spot with Nia and Tiffy. Raw, the Bunny is back and in the crowd. Would you believe it? Gunther and Logan interaction was good stuff. LP cosplayer. Logan Paul cosplayer in the front. There we go. Pop Rocks into the rope was cool to see. Really amazing to see how much better women's matches have improved since back in the day. Austin Theory's comedic timing is great, and Sheamus' hits are some of the worst I've ever heard. R-Truth for Champ sign made me sad for things to come. However, Roxanne gives Dom chicken nuggets in the back. Insane athleticism, always from Breaker, because he just seemingly leaps over the announcer table for a bulldog. Dude shows zero miedo. Really, literally. Tiffy, Alexa all in the ring at the same time. Seems like some dream stuff happening. Tiffany saying they're the standards and she's the upgrade was a nice touch. You got to think that's got to eat at him, especially Charlotte. Julia, Charlotte, Zelina had a great match. Zelina always has the cool outfits. Again, reiterating, literally don't know what else they're going to try with Charlotte, because at this point it really feels like go away heat to me, no matter how good they say she is. What happened with her and Alexa, as that felt like something at least fresh. We'll see. Safe to say DIY isn't working either, and in my opinion, no matter how good he works in NXT or how good he worked, Gargano is holding Ciampa back at this point. But would anyone even care if they split this team up or had one turn? We've seen it before, it just may be too late. At least they've got Candice LeRae back with them now, and honestly, might as well. What else does she have going on? After knowing what has come and hearing this promo, how on earth could WWE ever think it's a good idea to let Ron Killings go? Come on. Seriously. Without being able to offer something to WWE. Wild ending to the tag title match, and long overdue to see Wyatt Six back, but cool to see them on his birthday with the cake. Now we're jumping to Saturday night's main event. Joe Tessitore has really grown on me, and even though it may not be necessarily fair to people like Corey Graves, Vic Joseph, or even Tom Phillips from back when, he's still good. Same with SmackDown announcer compared to Mike Rome, who is still good, even if not fair. I don't know. Jesse Ventura, however, was before my time in wrestling, but I will say I do miss him doing the conspiracy show and wish he'd still do it. Why did it stop anyway? He sure seems like he could be a tough cat to work with. Just the clean mat without the ads, except for the logo, looks so good. Braun Breaker's dive to the table just looks wild. Bronson Reed's splashes have turned into some of my favorite, and it's literally just him falling down. I don't know whether I'm more annoyed by Chelsea Green or actually a fan. Guess she's doing the right job. Poor Zelina just doesn't have the steam. The botch 619 didn't help. But man, oh man, did Chelsea's nose look nasty. Ron Cena was great. Great mimicking from Truth. Cena playing the possible heel perfect, or possible turn perfect too. If the rumors are true, and Cena requested this so Truth could keep his job. Real stand-up locker room leader type thing to do. Jesse just being a blast to hear on commentary, and as outspoken as it comes about the finish of the cage match. Makes you wonder if he's watched anything they've done in wrestling the past 30 plus years. With all of his complaints, the walkouts never bothered me, but the pins in a cage match did when I saw that rule change. Absolute brutal, tough spot to watch when Penta dropped Gable on his head in the triple threat with Dragon Lee, followed by an insane dive from Dragon Lee. The strength of Gable is just insanely freaky, from the suplexes to the throws, which Dragon Lee landed right on his head. Literally maybe the most underrated guy today. Carlito showing more proof of why you would ever let this guy go, and did Trips ever give him any kind of fair shot or WWE in general for that matter. Feels like he should have been done with them the last time he stopped trying to eat her nuggies. Comment did pop me. Zero reaction to Tozawa and Rusev, and there will be even more if he starts the God stuff back. That's because I'll be tuning out. Whoever these unfunny people from Netflix they keep putting on are, they really should stop. This brings the entire show quality down. Liv acting like she's understood Kairi's Japanese. She's just grown so much and maybe the most improved overall after her character change. I promise, folks, I'm speeding here. I promise. Jey Uso's promo on Gunther felt passionate, heartbreaking, especially knowing what the future held. Great spots in the Liv Kairi match with the powerbomb on the floor and the codebreaker from the second rope. Poor Lyra struggling on the mic when she's alone, but I'm sure it's not easy. Better when Becky showed up. Just missed Lyra's mystique when she first showed up in NXT, and I don't know if being like everyone else is the right character development she needs. Kind of sad there was no Memorial Day package on Raw this year unless I just missed it. I guess that was a McMahon tradition passed by. Missed the SmackDown in my neck of the woods in Knoxville, but honestly, it seems like you've been a WWE show there once. You've seen them all. First it was Kane, now it's always Bianca, and Rocky Top has to be sung, which to a non-sports fan, it just feels like hillbilly mocking to me, but maybe that's just me being cynical. Very possible. Nia with the big leg drop from the ropes, and Jade with the nice frog splash. Solid match all around. I know I keep beating the same drum here, but how on earth could they think it's a good idea to let Truth go after his interaction with the big bone bloodline and the husky son of Solo, who played perfectly with him? Javon Evans, just so fun to watch. Period. Los Garza's underrated. Love the tag team finisher. Andrade with the great double moonsault and the triple threat. Dude just needs some personality, maybe a mouthpiece. Until then, it's hard to be interested. On the flip side, literally all Jacob Fatu needs to do is lose using God's name in vain, and he'd be 100 in my book. Logan Paul is about as natural of a heel as you can get. Even if not a sports fan, it's cool to see Cena repping all the places he goes, but wearing their colors. Poor Ivy now gets zero reaction. I really want to blame WWE for that one, but it's too early to say yet. And Creepy Force laughs from Cole and McAfee during the War Raiders New Day segment. I like Roxanne with Judgment Day, and honestly, more groups should include male-female mixes. How cool was it to see Punk Styles in the ring after all this time? That might be some mix-up there with Raw and SmackDown that I did, but oh well. Cool visual of the Bloodline and Seth's group, and I like this. Brutal fall from LA and Alistair in their match. Seemed like they were matching up well and to the interference. Happy to see King and Queen of the Ring, especially leading to a title shot at SummerSlam, making the stakes high instead of a mid-card win, but will be happy if it would be a mid-card tourney too. Andrade and Penta with a sweet double dive. Logan Paul's frog splashes are some of the best. Proud of the crowd standing up for R-Truth. Gotta say that again. And I might be in the minority, but I think it should happen more often for wrestlers unfairly let go their crowd favorites. Backlash. No, I'm moving back here because I actually did Backlash separate. Great signs at Backlash already with the I sold my car for this seat. We are awful people. Solo Sikoa puts eyelashes on his car. Awesome, exciting four-way to kick off the night. Knight's mocking. Fatu's movement gets me every time. Jeff Cobb debuts. And as much hype as he's always had around him, he's got to have one of the worst names in wrestling. Of course, that's bitter now. Morgan and Morgan match just looks terrible and so tacky. Lyra's wings are popping tonight. Surfboard submissions are just not believable. There's literally no escape unless you let your opponent out. Slip up by Lyra on the non-cover made Joy. I did make Joy mad with this one with Lyra's butt crack. You know, here's what it is. Just keep my mouth shut sometimes. Great match they put on, though. Funny seeing Lyra's BF and just hoping he would be put in the armbar, too. Another solid match. Seriously, Penta, just so cool. That's all. Dominic seriously gets better and better, and that dive into a DDT was phenomenal. Gunther McAfee match was a heavy hitter, a little more competitive than I expected. The chops were great and used effectively, which WWE knows how to do. And despite the trip up on the rope, McAfee delivered in way better than I could ever think of. Michael Cole played a fun role in the match that had us laughing, especially Wade Barrett making a 58-year-old man sound like he's 80. Awesome RKO counter against the shoulder tackle. Nice rugged match, but still slow, as I figured these two would be, in my opinion. That's always been the case. This is with the Cena match and RKO. Great counter spots with RKOs in this one. Orton saying the Prime was horrible always gives me a chuckle. Dumb spot to not send the ref out, but instead all the producers. I guess they wanted the RKO spots, but still, I hope everybody's following me. I'm speeding here. I'm just wondering if Cena's heart just isn't in this heel thing. Maybe that's why there's been no outfit or theme change. Now we're going to move to Worlds Collide, so we're switching back. Too cool to see this merge. Lillian Garcia dominating as always, dude, with the I Got Kids shirt. Mr. Iguana. Lindsay Dorado's back. Cornette would have hated this. Lola Vice was impressive. Stephanie Vaquer butt moves. Would like her more without the Dark Angel gimmick. Conan great on commentary with the Why'd They Stop and Oh Yeah. Conan hitting with the jabs about stealing wallet and helping you find it. Berto Garza proving why they belong with the top rope press slam and just natural athleticism throughout. Big time underrated. Cool to see Psycho Clown, Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, I don't know, Pagano. After hearing about them, great to see Savio Vega. Haven't seen him since I was a kid. Conan letting Corey know he found Ray Phoenix. Speaking of definitely, agree that Ray hasn't found his footing in WWE yet, but hopefully will soon like his brother has. Gotta agree, why want tables? Biggest fad I don't care for. As fun as they are, maybe chant for ladders instead. Impressive fatal four-way match with all four doing a great job specifically. First time seeing Javon Evans flying over the table. Crazy cutter and all kinds of craziness. Maybe a younger, more entertaining Swerve Strickland. Cool to see Laredo Kid, who's definitely beefed up finally in WWE. My first time watching Ethan Page on WWE, which was great. Gable Vikingo started slow. The energy definitely increased as it went on. 6:30 spot. Gable's flip slam. Vikingo, Poison Rana, and Code Red. Cool images to end the show with them all in the ring. Funny to read about the Blue Demon being upset about the Mexican national anthem getting messed up. Money in the Bank. Woo! Here we go. Went from none to ads taking over. Love ladder matches, but too much into between the time of people missing, laying on the floor, disappearing from the match. Great spots from everyone, though. Naomi winning, just underwhelming to me. Def Rebel sucks, son. Pop me. As on ladders and tables, maybe going too far. Lyra Becky once again put on a hard-hitting match. Michael Cole has never studied a man's nipples. Solo's mockery, taunts always pop me. Really seems to have picked that up well. Typical ladder match stuff in this one, but definitely willing to admit we've been spoiled with these, and honestly how much more fresh stuff can be done. Like the women's one better, though, with best part being when Seth and Solo's reinforcement showed up. Honestly, Seth Rollins was the worst pick to win this year. This match of the two winners this year are probably my least favorite of all time. And Andrade's surprise would have been better, similar to the gender move years ago. May not be a fan, but would have appreciated something new. Definite case could have been made for Gable and Solo, and of course Penta, but this belonged to LA Knight, and all I can figure is they're still trying to play the long game with a Rollins feud, but it really comes down to they're just not a fan in the back, or something is holding him back. The ref rolling eyes to Cena goat comment. Sick tail spot with a splash from Logan Paul. Drone spot was awesome. Can't help but feel for the other wrestlers in the back when as good and as natural as Logan Paul is. He's paid no dues and just skyrocketed to the top. Would this happen without his notoriety or sponsorship through Prime? R-Truth is back. This was a complete shocker to dang near everyone. I believe awesome moment there. And the post-show, green shirt guys at a press conference. What do you know? When did the belts lose buttons and change to Velcro? Seriously. If the rumors are true, Tripp should have just said, come clean, admitted the fans are what brought Truth back, at the very least, instead of trying to act like it was scripted, even when Truth's own son disputed it. Said Nick Khan made the call. I really don't like the Evolution pay-per-view concept because I'm of the belief that it's, if it's equality, women or whomever have always wanted it. If they want equality, why have a separate pay-per-view just for them? It feels more like special treatment. I'm also not a fan of celebs in wrestling, and I'm hoping Cardi B is as big of a fan in wrestling as Triple H says she is. Instead of the clueless twits that have been on TV before, looking at you, Netflix. Raw, Becky Lynch is definitely in my mode with the Miss Rachel shirt. Pretty cool if there's a truth to Cena helping. Again, Truth come back. Punk just so captivating on the mic, like him or not. Looking forward to him and Cena again, but will it really happen in Saudi? I guess it did. Definitely wish Edge and Angle was there for this retirement tour. AJ dropped right on his head. What about the diving headbutt being legal again? Gable and Styles put on a hard-hitting, solid match. Cool Carlito mention from Michael Cole. Happy the King, Queen of the Ring is back, as it's always good for things to mean something. Nikki Bella or Natalia says, text me in 5 minutes. Who in the world says this? Love the Ron Truth Killing segment, right where he needs to be now. Carlito definitely missed in the clubhouse. New Day just isn't working either, about as bland as you can get. Nikki Bella said Stephanie Vacay. Is an all-women's pay-per-view really necessary? Again, we covered that. Gunther wins. Was Jay drunk? Rikishi complains. And Goldberg. There's a lot in that, I know. When is the draft? That's what I'm here wondering. Cena wearing the hometown colors. The heel turn just ain't working for me, brother. So repeating to see LA Knight in the main event. Maybe refreshing. Where he belongs, should have easily won Money in the Bank. Does Triple H have a vendetta? Shouldn't Fatu have said, I don't love you, Solo, instead of I hate you? Could have been more impactful, in my opinion, but just a small detail. Jade into Cargill was a funny hit. I have no idea. Nia Jax looked like her neck got broken by Piper Niven. Naomi is literally the worst. No redeeming quality at all. Her voice and overacting, terribly fake phony entrance music just makes it 10 times worse. Her redeeming quality is her athleticism, but just isn't enough for me. Taker is on TV so much it feels like he never went away. Punk with the Cena dressed like toddler leaving T-ball practice. Why'd they have to shave his head for? R-Truth. Why isn't Alexa with the Wyatts yet? Still wondering. Interested to see where Alexa Charlotte go, though. Why can't they get a better pick of poor Sami Zayn for the match promos? Pro Shinsuke has been completely buried here. Why couldn't they at least let him use his original best gimmick? Andrade has no business near a main event picture, and charisma vacuum similar to Naomi. His wrestling ability just isn't enough. And happy to see Corey Graves back on the desk for a night. Of course, that's turned into more than one night. Dominic with the poses always cracks me up. Great to see Asuka back. Still don't get why DQs have to be legal in triple threats and 4-ways. Goldberg is back and right at the top. I always liked Goldberg since I was a kid. His theme gets me hyped. The poor Uso. Huge pop for him, so go figure. Styles deserve more and should be fighting for world titles. Becky and Bayley feels fresh. At least some. Curious to see how that goes. Poor Liv and poor Kairi Sane just seemed like a freak injury. But Kairi has been involved in 2 of those now. Of course, with Zoe Stark. Is Trips trying to tell us something about Cross with the Sami Zayn promo? And where is Kaiser? Now, we found that out too recently, didn't we? We'll go over that on the next episode. Sheamus, Rusev, Haas fight, and then Bronson Reed gets added in. Good to see a big man athletic match, even though multi-men matches always seem to be exciting. Love Rusev's insecurity. Maybe in the minority here, but if I see a place for Lana, especially, they just went back to their original pairing. Insane white noise from Sheamus on Bronson. Nice sequence to end with all the run-ins from Penta, Semi, Knight, Breaker, Rollins, and Cody. But seriously, does anyone want to see Seth versus Cody again? Jay seemed like the obvious winner and a great match. And surely I got to be almost done, don't I? Okay, I'm almost done. Promise. Really hoping LA Knight gets to be on a focus now. Triple H has just had him on a slow burn to maximize the popularity. How wild is it to see Abyss in a WWE video game? Too bad he can't do at least one program. I really do believe it's way past time for Sammy to finish the story, but is it too late now? Will it ever happen? Will it happen? Will it even happen soon anyway? Bring back women's tag team titles makes me realize I haven't seen them for forever, to where I honestly forgot about them, and now with Liv out, will they be permanently phased out? Was there ever a need for women's titles in the first place? WWE knows how to do more women's titles, I should say. WWE knows how to do hot packages, and the Yin Yang was proof of that. Fall from Piper onto Charlotte looked nasty. How is it possible to see 2 people, at least different faces, that look like me? 2 people look like me on SmackDown. Now would have been the perfect time to give Truth different music, maybe with more attitude. Cena's pipe bomb promo. I'll never condone God's name in vain. But otherwise, neat throwback to Punk's promo. Love the mentions of Claudio, Nemeth, and Cardona. And finally, no Pat McAfee again on Raw. Could Seth be one of the few to cash in Money in the Bank and lose? I see it possibly happening. Why didn't Cole ask for or show what Gunther said to Goldberg back a year ago or whatever at this point? I don't even remember. Still, interview did what it needed to do. Karrion is perfect in his gimmick right now, but will WWE keep him? And Bayley looking like Tegan nowadays. Woo! If that don't prove that I could be a commentator, folks, in WWE, I don't know what does. Because I just zoomed through every bit of that as fast as I could. And you may be sitting here wondering, if you're watching this for the first time, what's the point? Well, the point is, I kept all those notes this whole time. I waited too late to get to it. And, I had to. I'm so excited to open this box. I'm so excited. I got extra autographs in here. We'll see. We'll see. See what happens with those. Let me just put in WWE themes, because otherwise it thinks we want to hear John Cougar Mellencamp, and I ain't hating on him, but we've only got literally less than 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to kind of rush this. That's alright, though. We're going to play the game, baby. We're going to do it fast. You guys ready? Wrestle Crate UK, let's do it. And next time, which I plan to do another one of these this month, I'll go over AEW, I'll go over the latest from WWE, and I'll go over TNA. So expect another fast-paced one next time. All the way from the UK. Come on, baby. Come on. All right. Should have some extra autographs in here. At least that is the hope. So I'll just pull it out as it comes. pull it out as it comes here. What's this? Ring ropes. Sharpshooter. Very cool. Hitman. I like these. I had a Stone Cold I gave to a kid I was subbing with. And, yeah. Drinking Buddies. It's Kurt Angle. He's got the milk on him. Barbed wire bat. Wrestle Crate exclusive pin. I don't think that could be the Chase. I don't know if it actually says it on there. Jake Roberts shoot interview. That'll be good to see. And MJF was the next person, and I did not get that because I actually have his autograph, so I did not get that copy. I'm sorry, that crate. All right. Yep, we did get all of our all of our promos. We'll go over those at the end. Let's show you the shirt. It's a cool one, y'all. I promise it's a cool one. Check this out. From the Attitude Era, it's the Catitude Era. Woo! Mankind, The Undertaker, and Ode Meowston. Is that not cool? I love cats, though. So, all right, here's the promos. Boom! JBL. Wow, nice. JBL, that was back in February, and I missed it. Very happy to add that one in. Again, I did get extra promos. Anthony Bowens. Woo! We're hitting on all cylinders, baby. This is great. Ah, there's Max Caster. I love it. Edge. What? This is going to be for sale. Either this or the card that I have will be for sale. So, wow. 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 Oh, there is Miko. Is it Miko Sakamura? I think it is. Oh, that's my first duplicate of Elias. That will be for sale, so I have an Elias and an Edge. If anybody's interested, give me a holler. Who's this? Is this Blair Davenport? It kind of looks like it. I'm not sure. I know I'm moving through them fast. Who's this? Mercedes Martinez. Yeah, she's good. And the main event. Wait a minute now. We did not get who we were supposed to get. Jacob Fatu is not in here. Oh boy, I'm going to have to contact Wrestle Crate and let him know. No Jacob Fatu. That's not cool. Oh boy. Alright, well, check out this cool WrestleMania poster with Punk, Cena, and Roman Reigns. That's a cool one. Let me just make sure here. Yeah, there's Fatu. Again, he was not included. And he should have been. That is the reason I ordered the, oh boy. We got everything else. I'm going to have to let him know. I was so happy with all these. Jacob Fatu was our man. I'll have to let you guys know how that works out on the next one. Oh boy. Oh no. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm going to save this for another time. This is something from High Spots. I'll save that for next time. We will save this from Pro Wrestling Tees for next time. I do have some AEW Allure cards that we're going to be opening here in the future. Also going to be going over the WWE promos in the future. And I've been saying that for a while. Let's go ahead and get right into it. This was already opened. I'm sorry. I had to show my dad. Cactus Jack. 40 years of Foley. I will have a Mick Foley autograph for sale. And I really hope I get that Jacob Fatu from Wrestle Crate. This is going to be for sale. Anybody interested? Give me a holler. I got lots of stuff for sale. Look back at all my old posts, y'all. Please do. Please do. Please do. I feel like it said it was sold out, dude. That's going to suck so bad. If they didn't send me that, that will be a real downer. I don't know if I'll be able to order any more from them at that point. That will really stink. Where is the... Is it in here? Oh, okay, yeah. Mick Foley, again. Got about 3 minutes. We're rushing. There's a certificate of authenticity. And we got our own Mr. Sacco, finally. Check that out. How cool is that? It's pretty cool, huh? All right. Figures. Let me show you all the figures. There's been a few of them. Mama really helped me out. She got me this Hulk Hogan one day just to make me feel better. And he smells so good. And then I got Clyde this rock. Here's the package of the squishy. I still smells so good. The rock. Clyde didn't like him. He's got the beads in him. I had to keep him, of course. How about Carlito Legends figure? He ain't in WWE anymore. But he is missed. If that doesn't tickle your fancy. How about Kurt Hennig? Why do you think I played Rap as Crap earlier? How about Lita? Hoping to meet her in Chattanooga along with Sting, Trish Stratus, Kane's going to be there, and Kevin Nash. I'm hoping. How about Will Ospreay? There's some AEW for you. How about DDP? My newest one. It's all the figures I've accumulated over the past 3 months. What about the Great Muta Ultimate Edition? It's sick, ain't it? How about the man himself? There's Sting, y'all! He's always been my favorite. Really hope I get to meet him. Yeah. All right. One last thing. We're going to cut into this. And we'll see if we have any other time to go over anything else. This came from Pro Wrestling Loot. Shout out to them. Working with me. Great company. I'm just going to tear it open. We don't got time for this. Woo! I got the Brian Pillman Jr. first figure ever, I believe, of his. Unless he had and a Sabu card. How cool is that? Sabu. I didn't even know I was getting that. I didn't know I was getting this. 1 of 50. Rest in peace, Sabu. Chase, baby, Chase. All right, we got time. Let's go ahead. One more package. Pro Wrestling Tees. And then we're going to call it. Y'all make sure you follow this page. Like it. I know I've went through it crazy today. My name's Chris Ellis. And this, 1 of 500, Mystico. Wow, that's so cool. The original Sin Cara in WWE. That's everything. I got some more stuff from High Spots I'll show you next time. Thanks so much for watching. I can't believe we did it. Boom, 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 boom. We knocked it out. If you're watching this and you think I'm just ridiculous, crazy, nerdy, whatever, yeah, it's all true.